From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page. Now it's off to the show. Take it away, nerds.
All right, everyone, welcome to Belle Isle and round number 6 of the Road to Indy Racing League here tonight on Extreme SMTV. This time out at Belle Isle Raceway. I want to say thank you to everyone for coming out tonight. In the booth with you here tonight, it's going to be Mr. Matt and AJ in the booth. We'll get you.
Hello.
Look at that. And AJ, here we go again, round number 6, buddy.
Yeah, at a track I've never seen in my life before.
Well, Belle Isle is a really interesting track, man. Very tight street circuit. It's going to be a lot of fun. IMSA runs here, so does INDYCAR. In real life, INDYCAR usually runs double headers here on the streets of Belle Isle. Really fun race to watch. Of course, well known for the Fountain turn. Really tight there around the Fountain. But we are ready to go racing here tonight in round number 6. Season drawing down towards a close here, AJ.
Yeah, last week they actually ran the oval at Indy, which was very entertaining. But the week before that, they did road racing at the Indy road course. So they're back on a road course, and I think the people that thrived that week and the Indy road course are pretty much going to be your favorites for tonight.
Yeah, exactly. As we continue to run, getting ready to go once again. And this ought to be a lot of fun here at Belle Isle Raceway here tonight. Again, we're closing down. This is round 6 of 10, AJ. Next week, round 7. We're getting right down to the end here.
Yeah, for points and everything, you really got to be careful on how you race, how you attack each corner. You can't make mistakes. If it's anywhere close to points, you don't want to make that mistake.
All right, and we'll let AJ check here because I'll be a little late. But what kind of fast repairs they running tonight? Because they had talked about extending the fast repairs here at Belle Isle because it's such a tight racetrack. I'm kind of
Everybody is limited to one fast repair, just one. They did not extend it to 4, I think they were talking about.
Yeah, so this is going to be interesting here because with this new damage model, you barely get the wall here at Belle Isle. You're going to have a tore-up race car. Belle Isle, a challenging racetrack. And a little sidebar. Don't you love my sidebars, AJ? Extreme Sim TV will run their first endurance race in preparation for the Daytona 24 right here at Belle Isle. So we'll be bringing our Chevrolet out to Belle Isle here in a couple of weeks in a endurance league out here. But Spencer Marsh on the pole here tonight with Steve Freeze starting second. Row number 3, Scott right there. Segrest right there with Joey in 4th. 5th right now, Ken Cramp. There is Mr. Level 6. 7th is Dale Weiser. Eric McCarthy in 8th. 9th is going to be Mr. Clinton Wiggins, excuse me. I knew I was going to mess that up. Wiggins is going to kill me.
Well, I'm happy you went with the Wiggles because being a 29-year-old, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, you never know. He might get a case of the Wiggles here tonight at Belle Isle. It's not going to be good if you do.
No, because you'll kick your back end around and probably destroy your car.
Well, estimated race time here for 40 laps, AJ, 50 minutes, right on top of that hour mark that they have set for themselves.
Yeah, and you don't want too many cautions, but with how tight of a track it is, if there's an incident, you're probably going to get a full course caution.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, AJ, but you bring up a good point. If a car dies in the middle of the racetrack, what do you do? Because this is such a tight racetrack, to your point. as you see working around here, AJ, you can tell there's literally no room here at Belle Isle.
No, not at all. We saw it the other night when we were watching some road racing. Actually, I think it was last night at Watkins Glen where they had a couple issues where they might have to throw a caution or not. And they're already green.
We are green. They didn't have to pace very long here at Belle Isle. We are green, headed for turn 1, and just be careful through the 1-2 complex up over the bump right there, AJ. That's a big bump that can get your car sideways. Now down into what would be technically, I believe, turn 3 here at Belle Isle. And Spencer, he's going to clear. He had to drive it in there deep.
Now into 4, going down the little short chute to 5. Quick left-hander.
Yeah, left-hander right here. Oof.
And then into a right-hander to a long straightaway.
We'll get back on the power. I don't think push to pass is going to matter that much here, not to be honest. Such a tight racetrack.
It might on these really long stretches. Now they're into 7. Scott goes a little wide there to 8.
Headed back through.
And then to 9. This is for everybody who's not familiar with this track.
Headed back to
into
10.
10, 11 to this little straightaway right here.
And I tell you what.
A little kink to 12, and then a kink to 13, and then a kink to 14, back to the start-finish line.
Been a heck of a race here already. Unfortunately, we can't see the fountain because I've got the graphics turned down a little bit on the objects, AJ. There is a fountain around through here that you have to run by. But right now, Spencer leads the way. And gap now 0.7 of a second up front, AJ.
Yeah, you can gap people pretty easily here, it looks like, depending on how they're running the course. Well, we have a car in the defense already.
Or into the wall.
That is Joey in the 38. He went straight. He has lost his front wing.
Yeah, he has no wing. That car is destroyed. Wiggins going to close in behind him. Marsh leading over Freeze. Scott can cramp. Level around. Level around. Another car around, and he is right on the exit. This is dangerous. Blind corner. Everybody will get by there.
Good communication with everybody there.
Already, we said it already. This was going to be a technical racetrack. And out front, Spencer leads, headed down the back straightaway here, or the short chute here. Spencer leading, Freeze second, Scott in third. That's the way they run right now at Belle Isle.
Yeah, Scott right now is on the back stretch heading into... Never mind, he's on the front stretch now.
Yeah, he's back on the front stretch already. Wouldn't it be fun to see cup cars here at Belle Isle?
I don't know with how tight this is. I have no clue. That might be too much.
Scott, points leader.
I thought Spencer might have almost got into those tire barriers right there. He cut it way too close.
Tell you what, you get in there just a tad bit too deep, and that car just wants to take off into the barrels or into the tires or whatever happens to be sitting there.
Well, yeah, you saw it with Joey. He wasn't going that hard into the turn. He just was going a little too fast.
And another problem is if you do lose a wing here, you have to get it fixed. This place is almost impossible to get around without a front wing.
Yeah, I was watching Joey just try to get back to pit row, and it was... I was very nervous if he was making turns or not and causing more damage.
Yeah, Freeze right there, Scott. All right there. Now makes you see Eric McCarthy right there as well in fifth. Ken in fourth. Battle for third. Points leader Scott holding on right now.
Yeah, just about 3 seconds back at the moment.
4 of 40 complete right now, and they'll continue to run at the moment. Back down this short chute one more time here tonight. AJ,
that ain't no short chute. That's the long.
Yep, that is the long one. Got a little discombobulated before I was at there for a moment.
I have the track map pulled up on my second monitor.
Cheater, pumpkin eater.
Yeah, I've never been here before, so yes.
Right now, as they continue to run. And while they do that, I'm going to go review what the points looked like coming into tonight, AJ, as they continue to work their way around Belle Isle right now.
Aye, aye, Captain.
So, what is your thoughts as a driver when you come to a 10-week league, which is, at all intents and purposes, pretty short for a league race?
Well, when you get into a league that only has 10 weeks and 10 races, it makes every moment, every race mean that much more. And, you know, to be a champion of a 10-week league means you had none to very little incidents, mistakes, and you earned that.
We go check out the Road to Indy Racing League on iRacing. That is where they do keep their points here. And we'll get everything pulled up, and we'll talk about more of that as they continue to run here. But Season 1 has been hectic here. And again, next week on the road course at Mid-Ohio, AJ, as well. That is next week. That should be a good one.
That is a good one. That is a track I know, and I'm very fond of with those Xfinity cars.
Now, remember, Freeze and Scott came into the night tied in points here. So keep that in mind. I thought Scott had it by a point, but it's actually a tie between Freeze and Scott in this points battle right now. So a lot on the line for Christopher and Scott both. Remember, it was Christopher, I believe, went to victory lane back at the Oval, was it not?
Yes, maybe. I'm actually not quite sure at the moment. We've had so much go on since then that my brain has kind of forgotten a lot.
Let's see. No, it was Spencer Marsh at the Oval that went to victory lane.
He's leading right now.
Marsh leading. It's 2 weeks ago where Freeze went to victory lane, but great racing. Spencer out front. But look who's in second. It's Freeze and Scott. So basically, this means whoever finishes ahead of whoever here in this battle for second, really, that is the battle for the points lead as well.
Yeah, Seafreeze is not letting Spencer get away from him. And they're both going through this track very well. We saw right there, if you're watching Spencer, there's some nasty bumps on this racetrack.
Yeah, they are. And Scott has lost ground to Seafreeze in that battle for second. Freeze, like you said, chasing down Spencer. But Scott's got Ken all over his rear wing right now in the battle for third. And there goes, tight here for these two drivers. We're watching a heck of a battle for third right now. And Ken's going to clear Scott. Good running for Freeze up here.
He got a little sideways coming out of that turn.
Yeah, he did. So if you're Freeze, you've got 2 spots over your championship competitor. Do you go for the win, or do you look at it, hey, that's 2 spots ahead?
I would say you go for the best finish you can obtain. If that means, you know, winning the race, then win the race. But, you know, go for the best finish you can possibly get. And, you know, like I always say, don't make mistakes.
Yeah, don't make mistakes here with 7 of 40 complete here tonight. Spencer out. As Spencer continuing to lead. Freeze second, Ken third, Scott fourth, AJ, those top 4 cars.
Which I think these are your normal top 4 cars. Just depends on where you are, is what order they're in.
Alright, we continue to run here, 7 of 40 complete here tonight. And you know what? You said something earlier, the best position you can obtain, right? The problem at Belle Isle is, for any of these drivers, really, if you step a car out of line just a little bit here, there's walls on both sides. There's nowhere to run.
No, and the thing is, walls being on both sides, I kind of bring it back to Bristol or Dover. You're going to hit one wall, you're going to go right and hit the other. Yep. And bounce back and forth, and probably block the track.
Don't forget, this is the first of our Indy off-road truck doubleheader Monday nights, as we will go Limelock Park for race number 2 of the evening. And Spencer out of shape there. I think he's starting to wear them tires out little by little here. Freeze trying to chase him down. Scott setting fourth. McCarthy in fifth. Dale Weiser, Clinton, Wiggins back here. And this place really shows the speed gap between the front of the field and the rear of the field, AJ.
Yeah, I think what really killed Ken and Scott was their quick battle. They seem to have lost like 3 seconds, 4 seconds from that. But Seafreeze is all over the back of Spencer.
He is there now.
So you brought it up where we're going next for the trophy trucks. Lime Rock Park, which is about 25 minutes away from my house.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome here in just a little while. And yours truly ran in a stadium truck race Saturday night at the Charlotte Roval, top 3 finish. We watched so many off-road truck races, I decided to go join a league of it. Go figure. Oh man, I'll tell you what, those things were a blast. We'll see that coming up next. Now, the one I was in, AJ, with a little bit less power than the one we got later on. I was in the Pro Light or in the Pro 4, so I had a little bit less horsepower. If you were on home improvement back in the 90s, you would know more power solves everything.
More power solves a lot of stuff, especially with duct tape. If you can't fix it with duct tape, throw it out.
Yep. But right now, Spencer Marks, Freeze, your top 2. Ken right there in third. Lap number 10 of 40 on the board this time by. So we're going to be 10 laps in here, AJ. And I'm not sure they're going to get this thing under time limit, to be honest.
I don't know. We'll find out.
With a session.
It looks like Leandre Level has taken the Indy car back to the trailer, and it looks like they're heading home. But Joey is still on pit road.
Yeah.
I don't know if he had another incident, but he is still on pit road.
Yeah, this racetrack is kind of like you said earlier, the Bristol or Dover of oval racing. It will eat race cars, literally. I don't think I've ever got out of Belle Isle without damage.
Well, the reason why I put Bristol and Dover with this, because the fences are so close together, the track is so narrow, and if you hit one side, you are immediately most likely going and hitting the other side as Spencer gets a little sideways there.
Freeze right there still trying to close in, but I think Freeze is playing it smart, right? He knows right now he'd be the points leader. He's got a gap. He's not trying to push the car so bad he gets in the fence. Because one mistake here at Belle Isle can change everything. You know, if you get in the wall, you break the suspension, then you got to limp the car around, get the pit road, get it fixed. You're going to lose a ton of time.
Yeah, which we're seeing right now with the 38 car. You know, he probably got out of shape, used his faster pair on the wing change, and then probably got out of shape again. Which I will actually go back and see what happened. So,
I'll let you work that. We see Wiggins off the pace. Came here with 9 cars. Effectively, we got 7 on the racetrack. 1 in pit road with Joey. I'm not sure that he'll even get that machine back out there, AJ.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he didn't use his faster pair, because I have him off the track for about 5 laps now, so maybe...
Oh, Seafreeze nearly made a mistake there. Got really close to that wall. Yeah, they're racing the racetrack more than they're racing each other right now here at Belle Isle.
100%. You know, when it comes to road courses, you're pretty much doing that. You're racing the track, and then with IndyCar, you're probably going to use the push to pass to race other people.
And unfortunately for these guys, we're not done yet. Right later in the year, we go to Long Beach. That's another one of these places that's walls on both sides and trouble afoot if you make a mistake.
I would actually think Long Beach is more difficult than this.
Actually, I find this one more difficult than Long Beach, believe it or not. Of course, that's
well. The reason why I say Long Beach could be different is their fountain, getting cut down the speed to make that left-handed turn to head towards the fountain, then get around the fountain, and then the final 2 turns that U-turn.
Right. Now keep in mind, Freeze comes in with 2 wins on the year. Scott comes in with a win. Spencer comes in with a win. Tristan J. Anderson has a win. And that is it for your winners coming into tonight. And it looks like when Marsh out front, he is on pace if nothing changes to maybe get his 2nd win of the year.
I'm not giving him the win yet. Seafreeze is pulled right back into him after having that quick out of shape moment.
I know that. I'm just sitting here. I guess this is the championship guy and me saying, "Hey, Freeze, man, don't go at." Well, I mean, yeah, you want to win, but personally, I'd be too afraid to really push it here.
No, absolutely.
I mean, because yes, Marsh is behind you 3rd in points, but he's at 156. Ooh, wow.
Seafreeze got really close there.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'd be that the.
Going into 5, now into 6, and heading down the back straightaway.
Yeah. I guess I'd be the tortoise in the hare scenario.
Okay.
But what do you think with this schedule coming up? Think about Mid-Ohio, Long Beach, Road America, and Sebring to round out the year.
Well, Mid-Ohio, there's a lot of runoff area. You know, it might upset the car, but you're not going to get a crap ton of damage from hitting a wall. Long Beach is another track like Detroit right now, Belle Isle. Then you said Road America?
Yeah.
Road America has a lot of runoff, so you're not worried about smacking walls there, but Road America is a big track. A big track you can make a lot of mistakes on with how many turns there are. It's about 2 minutes a lap there?
Yeah, something like that in the Indy car, right around that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of room to have issues with, so you got to be even more precise on those big tracks. And then Sebring. I love Sebring. I've raced Sebring on Forza, Gran Turismo. Sebring's a very fun track for me, but that's another technical track.
Well, right now the gap about 0.8 of a second up front. That's really the only battle on the racetrack. We have 6 cars left on the lead lap. 7 left on the racetrack right now. Ken right there, Spencer out front leading, Freeze not letting him get away, AJ, like you talked about.
But I think those tires are really starting to move. I'm seeing both Spencer and Seafreeze, their back ends of those cars really kicking out as Seafreeze hits the wall right there.
We do a check on the push to pass here. Freeze, he's got 7 left on the push to pass, and Spencer 9 left push to pass.
Yeah, well, Spencer really hasn't needed him. He hasn't really been challenged, but Seafreeze is trying to get to Spencer at the moment.
I think Freeze wants to get this pass done before they get on fresh tires. I feel like Spencer may have the better car on fresher tires. As this went along, I think it's kind of came back to Freeze a little bit. So I think if Freeze is going to get him around him, he's probably his best opportunity is on old tires here, AJ.
Yeah, well, they both seem to be a little out of shape with these old tires, so I'm just curious on how much they're going to continue to push it, and if they push it, who's going to back it into a wall possibly or go headfirst into a tire barrier.
And Ken back there in third is just sitting there like, yeah, guys, go ahead and put it in the fence. I'll be right there to take advantage of that.
Yeah, Ken right now is just playing spoiler. You know, he's separating Seafreeze and Scott.
Because keep in mind here with these Indy cars, if you break, especially your suspension, which is very susceptible to having that happen at a place like Belle Isle, you know, sometimes, yes, you've got a fast repair, but if you have to tow all the way around the racetrack, it's not going to help you that much.
You're losing like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. So, very, very important that they keep these cars clean as they're coming up close to halfway here. A little bit surprised we haven't seen more destruction than we have already.
You know, you're right with that. But then again, I was watching practice for a pretty good amount of time. There really wasn't a lot of issues in practice. Yeah, there were a couple, but I think that was more to them testing out their cars and seeing what they can take.
Yeah, exactly. As they continue to run, 16 of 40 laps complete. AJ Spencer out front leading. Now, for the fans at home, AJ, will you be here next Monday?
I should be.
I know you had the wedding thing over the weekend. I didn't know if you'd be back for next week or not.
I should be home for next Monday.
So what you're saying is the significant other is going to be like, go, get away from me for a little bit, go broadcast.
That's a very good possibility.
Yep.
That's a very, very good possibility.
That tends to happen to us, too, especially. And look up in front
They
of...
both went a little off track
They
there.
did, but look up in front of Spencer. We got a little bit slower car, and this is another one of those tracks. Remember, we had lap car controversy last night. Well, here's another place where lap cars can't really run and hide anywhere.
Yeah. Well, the best they can do is pick a straightaway and get out of the way.
Yeah, you know,
Seafood's all over
yeah,
the
he is
bumper
all
of
over the.
Spencer Marsh.
He is. He's right there on him. You know how I normally feel about lap cars, but in this particular scenario, like you said,
Where are you gonna go?
Where are you gonna go? You just hold your line. Because if he moves one iota, it can throw the leaders off. Right. This is going to be, and the speed difference as well as they're coming up on him fast here.
There he goes. I think he's getting out of the way now.
They called him.
That's a great job, Dale.
Yeah, good job, Dale. Plus, they called him in a very lucky part of the racetrack as well. Timing was perfect on that catch.
The next person who I think they're probably going to get within the next maybe 10 laps would probably be Eric McCarthy right there. But then again, we might have pit stops before that.
Yeah, but 18 of 40 complete. And while you were talking about that, CJ kissed that wall a little bit, AJ. Not enough to hurt the car, but he definitely kissed it with that right front on the exit.
Yeah, you got to be careful because the right fronts are protected by that wing as well. As Spencer gets really squirrely there.
These guys are pushing it. Here are 19 laps on the board. We've got an epic fight at Belle Isle. This is like putting the gladiators in the Great Coliseum and telling them to go at it.
Oh, yeah.
Nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. On board here. We're riding on board. What a unique camera here at Belle Isle, AJ. You can see just how bumpy and tight this racetrack is.
Yeah, I could just imagine how the drivers are dealing with all the bumps, especially if you have your force feedback up, which I normally have my force feedback at about a quarter strength because anything higher than that, it gets a little too jumpy. But it could literally be taking the steering wheel right out of your hands.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if you don't have it up high enough, this place will get you because if you come up over the hill and you can't feel what that car is doing in turn one, we actually saw the pace car here a couple of years ago lose it up over that hill. That hill is that challenging, AJ. So the Chevrolet pace car in the IndyCar race literally spun out up over the hill.
Try explaining that to your boss.
Yeah, try to explain that to Chevrolet.
I just wrecked the race car.
Not only did he wreck the pace car, AJ, of course, you know, Belle Isle, you spin out here, there's walls. So I think it was like a 2021 Chevrolet Corvette with the whole front end ripped off of it.
Oh.
Brand new off the showroom floor. So, you know, this place is no joke. Watching this on board kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies a little bit about our Extreme Sim TV Endurance Chevrolet. When we come here, pit stops, Marsh. Pit stops right here, lap 19. So Marsh cutting it right in two, AJ.
Yep. Well, one under two. One under halfway, pretty much. But there's Joey still on pit road.
Freeze out here as well. Sure you don't want to come run the Extreme Sim TV Chevrolet here, buddy?
I'd rather you guys have a chance at winning.
I would rather us have a chance at surviving. I love AJ to death, guys at home, but I'd give him about a lap and a half here. And he'd be ready to over me. Hey, Matt, I tore it up.
Yeah, I think way too much of you to wreck a race car. But Spencer looked like he had a really good pit stop, and now I'm watching Seafreeze to see if he's going to duck down pit road in just a couple seconds.
Yeah, I've got the camera on Freeze here as he comes down looking for pit road.
Here he comes towards pit lane.
Here he comes. He'll get 4 tires
There he
and
goes.
fuel.
Yep.
There you go. See Freeze, pit road. That means it'll lead Ken out needing tires as well. But the guys that are on their lead lap right now that's in striking distance, Ken is one of them. He'll take the lead here as we transfer through pit stops. There's Marsh coming through. Where's Freeze? Freeze still on pit road. Marsh coming by now. And Freeze is rolling. See where they come out in relation to one another. They're going to be nose to tail. AJ, trouble on the
Seafreeze
exit.
spins it.
Up
Wow.
over the hill. Remember, we just got done talking about that hill being trouble, right?
I don't think he hit anything.
He did not.
I think he just looped it.
He did the exact same thing we literally just talked about. We talked about up over the hill getting in trouble there.
But kudos to him to not hit anything.
No. That's going to open that gap up for Spencer. And he'll be your leader when it cycles back around.
Yeah. Wow. Absolutely wow.
Well, man, that hill, that bump there over the hill, I'm telling you, you've got to go.
I think that had a lot to do with cold tires coming out of pit road and knowing Spencer is going to be right there.
If nothing else, AJ, when you get some free time and get your wheel going and whatnot, you've got to at least come out of pit road here. Don't even take a lap. Just come out of pit road and go up and over that bump we're talking about. It's hard to explain unless you feel it, basically. It's off camber. You're going over a bridge. It's bumpy as all get out. It's just trouble. Spencer runs well. Spencer will be leading when Ken comes to pit road.
Seafreeze is back on pit road.
And remember what we talked about, AJ. Remember a while back in the broadcast I said, you're ahead of your points contender. Don't push it too hard.
I'm curious on why he had to get back down pit road. He didn't hit anything when he spun. Could he have flat spotted the tires or maybe a black flag on pit road?
Probably a black flag for exiting pit road because he's back on track now.
But he is well back there. He could find himself an issue, possibly going a lap down.
Yeah, and Scott has gotten back around him as well. So that,
and Ken hits pit road now.
Ken on pit road. But that's going to change the points lead for the points battle, AJ. That puts Scott back out front. Just like that. Man, I don't know that I would have pushed the car quite as hard even on pit exit. I know Freeze is wanting to win, but man, it's tough to give up points. That's tough. Now, Scott is 8 seconds off of Spencer Marsh here. I don't see Scott running down Marsh. But I tell you what, Ken came down pit road, came back out third. He's going to be a benefactor with all this with Seafreeze's problem.
Oh, absolutely.
And Freeze back on pit road again here. Yeah, there's something going on with that number 22 machine. This could be bad for points. Wow. How the tide changed there with that one mistake, AJ.
It literally changes everything.
He
And
could.
we only have 4 drivers on the lead lap at the moment.
Yeah, and Free's probably going to drop off the lead lap here. Possibly.
Soon.
Yeah, here he comes off of pit road. Spencer goes by him. Freeze gets up over the hill there. Lets Scott go with 17 to go.
He was on pit road again.
Yeah.
I wonder if there was more to it than we thought.
He had to have hurt that car. He had to have. Something wasn't right, obviously. But
well, now it's Spencer's race to lose, pretty much.
Yeah. It is absolutely.
There's no reason to push. Hell, if Seafreeze is faster, just let him go at this point.
Yeah, there's no reason at all for him to push right now. It kind of sucks for Seafreeze. Could have been a great battle to the end. Kind of comes to an anticlimactic end for Seafreeze, but Spencer right now leading. He's got some lap cars around him. Just take care of that car for 16 more laps when he comes back around here, and he'll go to victory lane here tonight. So what is your thoughts so far of what you've seen at Belle Isle here tonight, AJ?
That it's very technical. You really got to be careful on how you approach every single turn, or you'll see exactly what Seafreeze did. Possibly spinning out, coming out of pit road, or what Joey did and going right into the tire barrier.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's part of what we know this place to be, you know what I mean?
All right, now that my headset's not gonna die.
Well, that's a positive.
Well, I'm happy it allows me to plug it in and keep using it.
Yeah, that's also a positive, buddy. Right now, Marsh out front, Ken back by 16 seconds. There's no real battles on the racetrack there, AJ.
No, not at all, and it's very upsetting. We had a hell of a battle for first and second just about 10 laps ago.
Well, what do you say, since we got no battles on the racetrack and we're kind of all in the clear, right? What do you say we go crank it up for a little bit here, IndyCar stop?
Let's do it.
Alrighty, guys, enjoy your crank it up here. We'll be back in just a moment. Enjoy crank it up here at Indianapolis.
That's not Indianapolis.
Alright, back here on Extreme Sim TV once again. Hope you enjoyed that little bit of Crank It Up here on board with your race leader we were on board with for that last circuit around. Well, AJ, we're back at it here. What do you think right now with 13 laps to go?
Well, with 13 laps to go, what I've noticed so far is Ken chipping away a little bit.
Yeah, he's chipping. He is chipping away at that lead, but that is also a 12-second lead he would have to get all the way up to.
Yeah, I don't know if it's enough to get back to Spencer, but then again, Spencer has pretty much had a flawless race. So there's still plenty of time for mistakes to be made and Ken to be inserted right back into this.
Yeah, don't forget, this is Belle Isle. One wheel off, one missed time braking point, and the game changes. We seen it earlier coming out of pit road on a pit stop. Up into 12 to go this time by. Yeah, if you're Spencer, though, you have ran such a good race, and you're going to close that gap if you can finish this out with yet another win, 2 wins in a row. Think about this. He's going to close the gap on the front, too, in the point standings.
Yep.
And all he has to do is just get through this final section, right? No mistakes here and get to the end. And honestly,
he's looking at 11 to go.
Yeah, and honestly, he hasn't made a mistake all night long, so I'm betting the odds are pretty good for him right now. Gap 11.8. It is closing, AJ, but it's not closing rapidly. Coming to 11 to go, Kim would have to make up about a second a lap, and he is not making that much up right now. Again, he's closing, probably because Spencer's not running the car too hard. I mean, if I'm Spencer, I'm not pushing that car hard at all. There's Freeze on the racetrack right now running 4th. He could survive, get out of here with a top 4. I call that a win for him after his sad or unfortunate turn of events. Cramp right there. Cramp there as well as Marsh. Marsh continuing down at the short shoot, or the straightaway here, not the short shoot front straightaway. Headed for 1. 11 to go for him. And just, what do you think? He's just got to look out for lap traffic here, keep his eyes kind of ahead of him for some lap traffic, anything he might come across. That's pretty much going to be his plan for the remainder of 11 laps here tonight. Well, you are watching the Road to Indy Racing League here at Detroit Belle Isle in round number 6 of 10 here on Extreme Sim TV. I'm going to hold on 11 laps to go. Right now, 10 laps to go this time by. Ten to go here as they work their way through. Marsh out front, coming to 9 to go this time by. Marsh continuing down the back straightaway. I think we lost AJ, unfortunately. Yeah, we did. That's why AJ wasn't responding. Okay. So we run 9 laps to go this time by. Nine laps to go here from the Belle Isle Raceway in the Road to Indy Racing League. We continue to run, coming to 8 to go this time by. So it'll be 8 laps to go at the stripe here. Medina, everybody doing everything they can, coming to 8 to go, trying to hang on out front. What a race we are watching here tonight at Belle Isle. You see Spencer Marsh still leading. 13 seconds back now is Ken. Scott third, Seafreeze fourth, Dale Weiser right now in the top 5. In that machine, Eric McCarthy on pit road, Wiggins in 7th. Level 8, Joey looks to be finishing 9th here tonight. But Spencer Marsh continuing to lead as they head down the front straightaway. Once again with 8 laps to go.
Hey, you gotta keep your hand off that back out button on Discord.
Hey, not my fault. Discord booted me that time, Bubba. I promise I no touchy back out button this time. I promise no touchy back out button. 8 to go here at Belle Isle as they continue to run. Spencer out front. AJ running a great race here tonight.
Yes, he is. He's like what I said before Discord went bye-bye for a little while. He's run a flawless race.
Yeah, he has.
He might end up lapping Seafreeze.
And still so disappointing for Seafreeze, right? I mean,
yeah.
With 8 to go, he's still disappointed. But on the flip side of that, it's been a pretty clean race for Belle Isle.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm shocked, but there's only been real 2 incidents that I could think of.
Yeah, 7 laps to go this time by. And right now, AJ, points-wise, it's going to be interesting when we leave Belle Isle here tonight and we head towards Mid-Ohio.
Yeah, it looks like if they were tied, Scott's going to have the slight lead going into Mid-Ohio.
And 4. Coming to 6 to go here. And right there in second, Scott in third. That's your top 3 here tonight. 6 laps to go. And right now, that's your top 3 cars. Spencer, Marsh, Ken, and Scott, your top 3, Seafreeze in 4th.
Honestly, I know Seafreeze got caught up with something on pit road and that caused all that. But outside of that, Spencer has up to 3rd place lapped. So at 4th on back has been lapped. He is running still very competitive lap times.
Yeah, even with 6 laps to go, he's not really slowing down at all, right? He's not got off that well pedal really at all.
He's probably got to go to the bathroom and wants to get this race over as soon as possible.
Yeah, because he is not lifting.
No, he is not. Well, he's lifting, just at the only parts he needs to.
Yeah, he's not slowing the car all the way down. He's not going snail speed, we'll put it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Like me and AJ beat around here going snail speed. Hey, man, we might be able to race here if we go get, like, the Pontiac Solstice or something. Really, really slow, we'd be all right.
It might be. Well, here comes Spencer coming back to the line now, so...
Time to go for Spencer out front here at Belle Raceway. Of course, here in Detroit, 5 laps to go. Just, again, we talked about it earlier, just a really smooth race for Spencer. Going to be a great finish for Ken if he holds on to second here for the next 5 laps.
He definitely should. He's 25 seconds ahead of third place.
And then you got Scott going to come home third here tonight if it stays the same right now. They gonna hiccups over here.
Yeah, you boo. You'll get rid of them.
Gotta go boo. Well, you know how you can get rid of them, AJ? You know how?
Warm water?
No, sir. Go watch a Scary October on Nerds Doing Nerds Things podcast.
Now that's a plug.
Yep.
Now that's a plug. Which, if you don't mind, Nerds Doing Nerd Things is the official channel's partner of Extreme Sim TV. Nerds Doing Nerd Things is also a podcast about pretty much all things nerdy, and through the month of October, we are doing scary movies. Woo! And by scary movies, this year we're doing all of Stephen King. Coming out this Friday is actually going to be our missed episode. And I will tell you, I was very, very through the back end of that movie. So give us a listen. We have a Facebook page, and our links are down in the description below. So after this race, if you could please go check us out. Be greatly appreciated.
And if you want
back to Extreme Sim TV.
Yeah, and what he really needs to say is go check out him being a scaredy when it comes to scary.
Dude, I like funny. I don't like scary.
Well, okay, dude, you got a point. There is a reason why I like scary movies, though, but I can't say it on air. There is a good thing to scary movies. I'll let you ponder on what that is.
Oh, I 100% know where you were going with that.
On virtually every scary movie you watch. Coming to 3 to go here. Spencer still leads. I just don't understand why they're always the ones that get killed off in the scary movies.
Yeah, well, dumb blondes.
3 laps to go here, Spencer
Which, speaking of Susie, she's not a dumb blonde, she's just a blonde with dumb moments. Which, Susie is my co-host, which, for anybody who doesn't know.
I'd like for the record to say Extreme Sim TV, a.k.a. Matt, does not agree with the comments made by AJ OS. Mark leading the way right now and continuing to be dominant here. Doing a wonderful job, buddy.
Yeah, all race he's done a phenomenal job. Now if anything, just go into protection mode. Make sure you don't smack a wall and give up first place, because Ken is only 15 seconds back.
Yeah, he is right back there if you do make a mistake. That's going to be the key, right? Don't make a mistake. Don't get in the fence. Don't do anything like that.
Yeah, but we're coming to 2 to go right now, so I doubt we'll see that happening.
2 laps to go for Marsh out front. Ken second, Scott third, Seafreeze fourth, Dale Weiser in fifth. As they run in post-race here, the guys tonight going to be kind of short because we got to get packed up, get over to Lime Rock there, Mr. AJ.
Got to go from Michigan to Connecticut.
I hope our jet's got like supersonic speed or something.
Now I'll just eat Taco Bell. We'll get there really fast.
Exactly.
I have plenty of gas.
4. That works. Marsh leads.
Turn ho!
Oh my gosh. Marsh continues to lead. here at Detroit with Ken right there in second. So if you're Marsh, you got one lap to go. How easy do you take it here?
Yeah, pretty easy. You got a 16-second lead, so just don't wreck the car. Go as fast as you can. Just don't wreck the car.
Here we go. Tropical Travels, white flag, AJ. This time by 1 lap to go here. Down the back straightaway, down the front straightaway leather, into turn number 1. He'll be deep into turn 1. He's been flawless all evening long.
Pretty sure that was turn 3.
Yeah.
That was turn 4.
Ha ha, ha ha, ha ha.
Just saying.
Turn 5. As they continue to go
on the
down.
back straightaway. Coming down to the fountain turn.
Hey, can I get a fountain drink at the fountain turn?
Well, it might not be that fresh.
As we continue to run here, Mr. Spencer Marsh down through here for the final time here tonight. Looking at yet another win, AJ.
Like we said, he's been dominant all night.
Yeah.
Here he comes all the way back to the flag.
Double checkered flag in the air. Spencer Marsh is going to get the Road to Indy Racing League checkered flag here at Belle Isle. Congratulations to Spencer. Once again here, great performance. Again, should come home second. Not going to come home P3 here tonight at Belle Isle. If he can just finish these couple of corners up. Free's already out of it because he's a lap down. Free's going to salvage together a 4th place finish.
Yeah, it could have been a hell of a lot better, but the mistake coming out of pit road and then a couple pass-throughs on pit road really put him behind the 8 ball there, which was really unfortunate.
Yeah, it really is. Coming to the checkered flag this time by, here we go, double checker in the air for Scott. He'll finish up 3rd, and in Kapow. Well, that happened after the checkered. Well, folks, what a night here, AJ.
Oh yeah, I was very excited to see the Belle Isle Detroit Grand Prix course, and with the amount of talent we have in the Road to Indy series, I was really excited to see how they traversed this track, and they did not disappoint.
They did not at all disappoint. Well, folks, it was a great one here, AJ. We got to get wrapped up here. Get ready to go over to the Pro Trucks here in just a little bit. Thank you guys for coming out once again. Mr. Marsh going to victory lane. We'll be back next week, round number 7 at Mid-Ohio, AJ.
Yeah, we'll definitely be back. It was a lot of fun. Can't wait for next week, and can't wait to see what the battle between Seafreeze and Scott brings us next week.
And for buddy, we'll see you there.